We believe in unity, a New Thought movement, international, worldwide New Thought movement, that all people are created with sacred worth. And what that really means is that we honor inclusivity and diversity. We want to take a look and value each person for who and what they are. We want to take a look at each religion, valuing the spiritual universal truths that unite us. For in unity, we believe that there's only one divine light within, and that one divine light unites us all. In the month of June, we're looking at a number of holy days and holidays around the world, beginning with St. Columba of Iona on June 9th. He was one of the 12 apostles of Ireland. He was part of that movement that brought Christianity to Scotland and Ireland. And in fact, he's one of the persons who is credited for keeping Christianity alive at the end of the Roman Empire. Flag Day is celebrated in the United States on June 14th. Starting in 1777, we have had a flag that has represented our nation. There have been numerous iterations as states were added to the Union. President Dwight Eisenhower approved the 49-star flag on July 4th in 1959, and then on August 21st, he turned around and approved the 50-star flag. There was a contest to design what the 50-star flag would look like, and it was won by a 17-year-old boy. I think that's kind of cool. So think about that on June 14th. June 16th is Guru Arjan Dev Day. He was the 5th guru in the Sikh tradition, and up until his time, the Sikhs had been very peaceful people, very meditative and focused on that idea that peace comes within. But during Guru Arjan Dev's lifetime, there was a Mughal emperor who was Muslim fundamentalist and began to push against the Sikhs. And with his martyrdom, well, the martyrdom of Guru Arjan Dev, the Sikhs turned from being a peaceful spiritual tradition to a warrior spiritual tradition. New Church Day is celebrated by the Swedenborg New Thought religion. In the 17th century, a man named Emanuel Swedenborg wrote 35 volumes reinterpreting the Bible and what it meant metaphysically to follow these meanings, these new meanings of the Bible. The publication of those 35 volumes is celebrated on this day in Swedenborg churches all around the world. This beautiful church represented here is in San Francisco, California. Feast of the Sacred Heart is celebrated in the Catholic tradition. It is celebrated on a day where the Eucharist in particular is part of that feast. Litha, June 21st, it's also solstice. It's the coming of the time of the light. It's time of fertility. It's a time of gold and green. It is a time to celebrate the earth and everything that comes from the earth. June 21st in Canada is celebrated as First Nations Day. It is a day that honors the first peoples who live all across. Canada is a very wide country, but all the way across that wide country. Festival of St. Peter and Paul is celebrated in June 29th. It's a Christian holiday that celebrates two apostles of Jesus, one who knew him and one who didn't. Peter, who was the head apostle, most often known and referred to as, and then Paul, who was the missionary who spread Christianity throughout the world and is really credited for keeping Christianity, or what was called at that time, the way. This feast day has been celebrated every year since the year 258 in our Common Era. And this is a picture of Pope Francis last year giving his homily about forgiveness and how it is forgiveness and the forgiveness of the divine that brings about peace in our lives. In the United States, we're looking at National Pollinators Month, appreciating the butterflies and the birds and the bees, encouraging people to plant plants in their garden that attract those pollinators. The pollinators are contracting. The numbers of them are contracting. They're dying. And so it's really important that we make a conscious effort to keep them alive. They are critical to our very food supply and our survival. June is also LGBTQI Pride Month. It's an opportunity to thank the people for standing in their truth who needed to over the centuries and over the last several decades, and particularly in the United States, standing up and recognizing all people as whole. It's also National Adopt a Cat Month. Every year, 3.4 million cats and kittens turn up in shelters, wondering if you have a place in your home. Reverend Nikki and I have no more place in our home. We already have 4, and if we had 5, that would make us crazy cat ladies. So we're just wondering if you have room for one of those 3.4 million cats or kittens. Also in the United States, June 3rd is National Repeat Day. June 3rd is National Repeat Day. You can call someone and tell them that you love them twice. You can go engage in your favorite activity twice. Take 2 walks instead of 1 walk. There are lots of ways for you to repeat National Repeat Day on June 3rd. The 6th is National Trails Day, and I invite you to go out into one of your state parks, or if you're near a national park, and enjoy the open space and the beauty of nature on June 6th. On June 9th, it's Donald Duck Day. This character made his debut on June 9th, 1934, and he has appeared most often. He's the most popular of all Disney cartoon characters that have appeared in movies, films, comic strips. I don't know how much you love Donald Duck, but I love Donald Duck because he would say, "Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy," all the time. And sometimes I say, "Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy." June 17th is Global Garbage Man Day. Thank goodness we have garbage collectors to come and help keep us tidy and that much healthier. The last one, 21st of June, is National Selfie Day. Take a picture of yourself, post it on Facebook, or send it to a friend. We at Unity of Wilmington are very grateful for your attention, for your own commitment to stand in your truth, recognizing how important diversity and inclusivity is in our world today.